Communication. All right. So building strong relations with stakeholders. This is very important. It's not only important for TPMs, but also important for product managers. Now, a product manager would be one of my stakeholders, right? Because you guys want us to help you design products in a way that can be launched the way you um, enact what the voice of the customer is, right? Whatever you guys tell me. So I need to build strong relations with stakeholders. Strong relations are essential for effective collaboration and project success. I usually foster trust and open communication with team members, stakeholders, and cross-functional teams. Both TPMs and also product managers work cross-functionally, like daily, right? Different departments. And so it's very important to build strong relationships that allow you to align the goals, manage expectations, and navigate challenges more effectively as your soft skills, and sometimes utilizing hard skills that are in the form of tooling to enable you to deliver on time, different phases of product launches or in different versions. So building strong relationships with stakeholders, like I said, is very essential in a complex project involving multiple teams. As an example, in the past, working for big tech companies, I actively fostered collaboration by organizing regular and appropriate meetings. Emphasis on regular and appropriate meetings. No one likes to go to meetings all the time. Different cultures of different companies require a lot of people to either attend meetings 8 hours a day, or even some with, like only half an hour, or even at Facebook is 25 minutes a shot. And then we probably let off with like no meeting Wednesdays or no meeting Fridays or something like that, right? So regardless, you have to have the appropriate cadence, the appropriate meetings, and always put an agenda. You should also conduct workshops in collaboration with product managers to continuously understand what the product is used for, what they envision the product to be, and encourage open communication and facilitating healthy negotiating and discussions. So what that means is you should empower people to speak up, right? You should empower them to have a healthy debate. You should empower them to have a healthy discussion, because that's all information gathering for you as a TPM. And in the past, this resulted in improved coordination that I needed. It increased my stakeholder satisfaction and also engagement. So that's very, very important. You have to continuously gain buy-in. These are all keywords, even for a product manager, right? And successful program delivery and product delivery. The second part of this is showcasing your value and contributions. Actively communicate and document your value and contributions as a technical program manager. You keep a record of program successes, phase gates, successes, milestones, and metrics, whether that you're doing, performance, reliability, and efficiency, whether they're good or bad. You should document it so that it shows openness, and it shows to people that you're willing to take criticism. You're willing to take how do I say suggestions as well, right? And your willingness to think about business outcomes and improve them and enhance them. You should highlight how your work aligns with the company's objectives and share your achievements with stakeholders. It's crucial. You have to share your achievements. For product managers, you're sharing your achievements through the roadmap. If you're working on the roadmap and you hit a milestone, always share that information. Showcase your value. That's what it is. Reinforcing your position as a valuable asset in the organization. A person as a TPM should spot risk, should spot like better ways of doing things, should spot a better time or a strategic time for you to launch a certain version of the software that you're developing, and have that, how do I say, the product vision. uh it's, don't be afraid to speak up to the product manager saying like, actually this is not technically feasible, that why haven't you tried it like this? So it's a working relationship. So as a TPM, it's important to showcase, like I said, your value and contributions, right? In a recent program, as an example, I developed comprehensive program status reports that highlighted key milestones, risks, and their mitigation strategies, like from a risk register, as well as impact on business metrics that I helped set. And usually that's the TPM's job, right? We also have to build these dashboards in order for the product manager to come back and tell us certain scores, like engagement. They need to tell us like CSAT scores, which are customer satisfaction scores, paid data collection scores. So like before you launch a true product and into the market, you might have like data collection from a cohort of people that you guys are testing from, or even from your A/B testing that you've created. So these dashboards should enable us as a collaborating teams to understand how the product is actually doing and how it would actually do in a real prod environment if it was launched.
Al,
Yeah.
I have some questions and suggestions. When you gave those examples, would you be able to tell a specific project and remove any confidential information? And I think it's easier for people to understand the concept a bit more, because we all understand we need KPI, we need to track it, we have risk, mitigate the risk, right? We taught them in PMA basics already, right? So it's more valuable that you give them, whoa, a meta when I launch this part. You can change the name, or do something, make it more easier for people to visualize what does this look like, because the basics we all know.
Right.
Also, my students are right now 35, about 35% of my students are all senior PMs, because we have lots of layout PMs, so they know the basics, right? So if possible, give us something with more stories goes into it, so it's easier for us. In like fan company, basic challenges, so that's better.
Yeah, sounds good. I can't really tell you guys what the name of the product is or where I was working on, but I'll let you guys, try your imagination. So
that's good. We can get
for showcasing, the value and contributions. I was working on smart glasses, and these smart glasses have been in the market for some time. They're AR VR glasses, and so before they were launched, there were a Big 10 company needs to be able to understand how well it will constantly do in a real world environment. So with that being said, there's data collection that we need to do. That can be in the form of team fooding, fish fooding, it can be dog fooding, and then paid collection, right? Which means using a third party company that has a cohort of several thousand people that will test what we're trying to launch into the market. With that being said, as a TPM, I need to build a big dashboard that enables us to make sure that data pipeline is set up for all of the data that we are accruing with how they interact with the product itself, and try to understand from the engagement, from the logging points that we put in the software, to understand how they interact with the product, and decide at several phases where I've set go, no go, right? Which means that either we're going to be ready to launch or we're not ready to launch. Now, the data comes in the form of rawness. It's raw. From there, we have to turn that into synthesis that I work with in terms of the product manager, to try to decipher and understand how people actually think about the product. Okay, and then so that's the TPM's job, is to make sure that